Then, how do I start it again?
I've been on the city council for 4 years. I like being on the city council because I like to improve things. When I am not on the city council, my full-time job is a vet. I like being a city council member because I like helping Holly Springs to be better. My name is Scott and I am a city council member. I have been a city council member for 3 years. I like being on the city council because I like to improve Holly Springs. When I am not on the city council, my full-time job is a vet. I like being a council member because I like to help community. My name is Kate. I am a city council member. I have been on city council for 2 years. I like being on city council because I like to make decisions for people. When I am not on city council, my full-time job is at the bank. I like being a city council member because I want to help make a better place for the citizens to live.
Target has requested that the city council issue a land use to permit to allow their company to build a supermarket in Holly Springs. We are meeting here today to decide whether or not to issue the permit. We will hear from all interested groups regarding this issue. Then vote as a group on the issue. We will hear from Target Company. Will you please have your first group member step up to the microphone?
The Target Company, go ahead.
Mr. and Mrs. Mayor and the members of the City Council. I am Eileen Ball and I represent Target Company as for building a super Target in Holly Springs. I believe that it will be good for Holly Springs because it will make lots of foods and clothing for the people. It can also reduce clothes and bring them to a super Target. I feel that you should vote for building super Target in Holly Springs. Thank you. Mr. Mayor and members of the City Councils, I am Vanessa Davis and I represent the Target Company that is for building the Super Target in Holly Springs. I believe that it would be good for Holly Springs because we are doing a donation for children without any toys. I feel that you should vote for building the Super Target in Holly Springs. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor and members of the City Council, I am Jay Corman and I represent the Target Company that is for building the Super Target in Holly Springs. I believe that it would be good for Holly Springs because the citizens of Holly Springs have to drive all the way to Cary just to go to Target. I feel that you should vote for building Super Target in Holly Springs. Thank you.
Mr. and Mrs. Mayor and members of the City Council, I am Aaron McQuaig and I represent the Target Company that is for building the Super Target in Holly Springs. I believe that it would be good for Holly Springs because they don't need to drive far distances. Also, there would be low prices. If your kids are bored, come to Target and buy a quick.
People for the environment, please step up.
Mr. Mayor and the members of the City Council, I am Mr. Nate Perez and I represent the National Environment Group that is against building Super Target in Holly Springs. I believe that it would be bad for Holly Springs because it takes land away from animals. So in conclusion, I feel that you should vote against building the Super Target in Holly Springs. Thank you. Mr. Mayor and members of the City Council, I am Patrick Hines and I represent the natural environment group that is against building the super target in Holly Springs. I believe that it would be bad for Holly Springs because land costs money, money is paper, paper is trees, trees is air, and air is life. So in conclusion, I feel that you should vote against building the super target in Holly Springs. Thank you.
Okay, pause for 1 second. Angelina? All right, Angelina, go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, I am Angelina Galletti and I represent the Natural Environment Group that is against building Super Target in Holly Springs. I believe that it would be bad for Holly Springs because you're just wasting your own money to not breathe it by cutting down trees. Thank you.
Mrs. and Mr. and Mrs. Mayor, and members of the City Council, I am Mr. Bryan. I represent the National Environment Group that is against building super target in Holly Springs. I believe that it would be bad for Holly Springs because a new target will increase people driving in Holly Springs, which will increase air pollution.
Neighbors for building super target, please step up.
Mr. and Mrs. Mayor and City Council members, I am Jenna Decker and I represent the residents of Holly Springs that want to build a super target here in Holly Springs. I believe that it would be beneficial to build the super target in Holly Springs because now there is more job opportunity and that are going to for people that are going to be working for super target. Once again, I feel that you should vote for building the super target in Holly Springs. Thank you.
Mr. and Mrs. Mayor and City Council members, I am Ann Lecter and I represent the residents of Holly Springs that want to build a super target here in Holly Springs. I believe that it would be beneficial to build a super target in Holly Springs because you could buy important stuff like food and water and clothes. You could buy blankets and beds any day, anytime. You can make one stop at Target and buy everything that you need instead of stopping at stores. You can work there too. Once again, I feel that you should vote for building a super Target in Holly Springs. Thank you.
Mr. and Mrs. Mayor and City Council members, I am Mr. Randy, and I represent the residents of Holly Springs that want to build super target here in Holly Springs. I believe that it would be beneficial to build the super target in Holly Springs because if people see that their prices are lower, they would rather buy from this one target. Once again, I feel that you should vote for building the super target in Holly Springs. Thank you.
Mr. and Mrs. Mayor and City Council members, I am Seamus Fielding, and I represent the residents of Holly Springs that want to build a super target here in Holly Springs. I believe it would be beneficial to build the super target in Holly Springs because I think you need a closer target because you will lose gas from 20 minutes. And you need more food to survive. Finally, you need more supplies for sport and places. Once again, I feel that you should vote for building the super target in Holly Springs. Thank you.
Mr. and Mrs. Mayor and City Council members, I am Ryan Tedesco, and I represent the residents of Holly Springs that
that want to build a super target here in Holly Springs. I believe that it will be beneficial to build this super target in Holly Springs because Target has low prices and free coupons every time you shop there. Once again, I think you should vote for building a super target in Holly Springs. Thank you.
Neighbors against building super.
Mr. and Mrs. Mayor and City Council members, I am Rachel Wilford and I represent the residents of Holly Springs that is against building the super target here in Holly Springs. I believe that it would be bad for the Holly Springs because there would be too much traffic around the super target. I feel that you should vote against building the super target in Holly Springs. Thank you. Mr. and Mrs. Mayor and City Council members, I am Emma Smith and I represent the residents of Holly Springs that is against building super target here in Holly Springs. I believe that it will be bad for Holly Springs because it will be too crowded for all the other places near it and it will be too much going on. I feel that you should vote against building super target in Holly Springs.
Mr. Mayor and City Council members, I am AJ Perez and I represent the residents of Holly Springs that is against building a super target here in Holly Springs. I believe that it would be bad for Holly Springs because it may hurt small businesses. I feel that you should vote against building the super target in Holly Springs. Thank you.
Mr. and Miss Mayor and City Council members, I am Brenda Mendez and I represent the residents of Holly Springs that is against building the super target here in Holly Springs. I believe that it would be bad for Holly Springs because the taxes will get higher and higher. We should use it for a park where animals can live and where kids can play. I feel that you should vote against building the super target in Holly Springs. Thank you.
We have now heard from both sides of the issue. Now we will vote in all favor of issuing a land permit to allow Target to build their super target. Say aye and raise your hand.
Let me go. Let me scoop up.
5 people have voted for super target. All opposed to issuing a land use to allow Target to build a super target, saying no and raise your hand. 0 people voted for it. A decision has been made to issue a land permit to Target. Thank you all who have attended this meeting today. Meeting adjourned.